is Ari Flesch. I directed the film.
Phil Weisfeld, I did the art direction and made most of the visuals.
Well, this was a delight for me. We've emailed and we chatted at the opening night gala, and it's really just such a beautiful piece. There's literally no limit to what I could say about it, but I just want to say thank you to everyone here, because their reactions to the things that I knew were coming were so rewarding. Because, you know, that NASA statue just,
Yeah.
well, I just don't have words. I don't have words for the feeling that I get of the human race apologizing to the earth for what we did. It's just one of the most powerful things I've seen in ages.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's hard to do things without dialogue, so it's harder to animate everything, so you have to kind of try to make it work in an image versus, yeah,
Is
doing
that-
a different direction, yeah.
Was that what you set out to do, something you clearly didn't want dialogue from the beginning, or did you have the idea for the story and then you thought it was best told without dialogue?
Probably latter, but it's a technical limitation that you kind of pick and then you work around it. But yeah, it didn't need any dialogue, and I just didn't know what an alien language would be, so I was like, all right, I'll just, no dialogue for this.
And so powerful the iconography, you know, right? Like people reacting to, you know, the brain being turned off, like,
Right.
nope, there was no intelligent life here and
Yeah.
whatnot. Like it communicates so clearly.
Yeah, I think it kind of just works on its own. I hope that it made sense. So,
Oh,
yeah.
it had to. And it's easy to focus on the message, but we have the design and the animator, and I mean, it's wonderfully directed, it's wonderfully written. I mean, it's wonderful in filmmaking. I always want to point that out because it's so easy to get so into the message and into the story. But you could have that wonderful story and not tell it well, and then it's not a good film. So, I mean, you told it wonderfully.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I don't know if you want to talk about the art direction at all, but
Yes, absolutely. Well, 'cause that was next because it's so beautiful to look at, and
yeah,
it's so
I think it looks great.
so wonderful,
And
wonderfully
that's
chosen.
because of Phil. So, yeah.
Team
Please.
effort, team effort.
All right, you want to tell us how you came in and
Well, I mean, Ari and I went to the same school, so we kind of met each other there, and then somehow he convinced me to be his roommate. We lived together for a bunch of years, worked together, and then I think right around the start of the pandemic, we decided like, oh, let's just, we had a lot more spare time at home, so we wanted to just go and try and make something, and we tried to be realistic about it. Like professionally, we're both in like the video game industry, and we work on like very detailed and very specific roles, but making a short film on the side, it was pretty important to kind of like scope properly, and so it's a big reason why the film looks the way it does, is because it's an achievable thing to do with very few people. And so we could have made it different or realistic or whatever, but we kind of decided to go for this like really graphic, flat colors, just different color palettes and stuff, just to try and get like a big impact of like variation and stuff, without really investing tons of like time and details and stuff like that. So hopefully it kind of left an impression. We did a lot of kind of thinking about like the color script, I suppose. Like we tried to keep like cools and to, warms at the end and stuff like that. I don't know. In theory it makes sense. I don't know if it actually comes across like it's a very abstract kind of thing to be diving into, I guess. But it was super fun to make, and I like the variety of stuff we got to make for it. So
Well, I assume you're using color the same way you use sound and anything else, which is to subliminally affect our emotions, right? Because as you
Right,
change
yeah.
the colors instantly, we don't know it, but it feels sadder or warmer based on what we're looking at.
right,
Yeah, we
Like
tried to not use
creepy or-
green anywhere or red too much,
Yeah.
to not like distract from, it communicating the one
right,
message.
Yeah. It was kind of like we had very few rules other than I kind of like the kind of like pastel kind of colors where it's like you get nice happy colors, but they're kind of muted. And then like the really strong greens are only reserved for like the
Right, the readouts, yeah,
right,
red
the
and green is
red,
always
yeah,
on his screen,
right. And then
their screen.
we wanted to kind of reserve
Who knows?
yeah, right. We also just kind of reserved like the orange palette for like the end. We tried to just not repeat ourselves essentially. So it's kind of simple, I guess, but you know, it's fun to make. Just try a different color. Hey, let's make a pink one, or let's make a blue one.
Right.
Let's make the ice world. You know, just for fun. Why not? Just
Yeah, and
show variety.
You did seem to have a lot of fun with each planet visited too, and the beasts there.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's like tonally weird to maybe have a fart joke in the middle, but you know.
Made me laugh.
Yeah.
All right, start thinking of questions while I ask my last one or two. Well, first I got to follow up on was it art school? Was it?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
visual effects.
Gnomon School of Visual Effects. It's a CG certificate program that we went to.
Yeah, and I can't pretend to know what Unreal Engine is, but I see the Unreal Engine thing at the end, and as someone who
game
runs a
engine.
film festival, yeah, it's a video game engine,
Yeah.
and we've actually had a lot of people make films through it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's expanded into like filmmaking and you know commercials and you know everything. So like we both use it professionally.
Mhm.
So it was like a way to like learn more and make something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And is this like since going into the game industry, is this like the first narrative or short film that you've done or?
Yeah.
Together, yeah.
Together, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we worked on a lot of different projects throughout our career, but we're usually like pretty small pieces of a large machine, and so this was more like, you know, this is Ari's idea. Realistically, I should probably be in that seat over there.
No, because you help the visuals, and so the story is completely yours.
It is, yeah, but you know, when I wrote it out, he was not cute, and then Dan he modeled it, and you know, so basically this was all just like after work, what can we all do for fun after work, and you know, everyone does different things like character modeler, animator, environment art. What can we like bring together to make something, and it kind of like evolved as it went. Like I wrote the initial thing, but then it's so different than what I had imagined. But in you know that's like the collaborative. You know, everyone knows like you make something collaboratively, it always changes as you make it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I would bet $1 someone's going to ask this, so I'll just get it out of the way. How remarkably long does it take to make an animated short like that?
Yeah, it takes forever. So that's the scope thing is like, you know, you have to keep it like brutally simple, and even that it just like exploded in work. Like for animation, it takes like a week to do like 3 to 5 seconds of hand keyed, and I did all the animation. So like, you know, I cringe while watching it because I'm like, oh man, I should have spent more time on it, and like, you know, but it gets draining. So, but yeah, it takes forever, and then you know, for environment art, you know, every new environment is just so much work. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like making systems at the start of the project, so I think we did like at least a month of work before we could even really like say we had like one, you know, planet made or something. It was like testing like what is grass supposed to look like do we want to do like detailed rocks or flat rocks, or what color should the sky be, how do we control it? There's just so many questions you have to answer when you start a project, especially when like you know, it's all in the computer, right? You have to choose everything. It's not, you can't just go outside with the camera and the sky is the sky. It's like, no, do we want the sky to be green? Do we want it to be purple? Like, we have to make every decision, and so it's kind of slow to start. It picks up, and then and then it slows
And then
down.
it slows to a crawl again.
Yeah, it's just a lot of just little problems, fixing little problems, trying to, you know.
And then there's technical issues on top of that, like, oh, it didn't render right, or this is broken, and like, you know, with actors, it's like, you know, you can record it, but, you know, for us, like, we just have 1,000 technical problems, so it's like different pro and con of animated versus live action.
And rendering is like a slow process where you like hit return or whatever and go to bed, wake up
Yeah.
7 hours later.
Well, we didn't have
and
that
find out,
problem,
oh, yeah, you
thankfully.
didn't have that.
Well, because
Unreal Engine is a
yeah.
real time.
Yes.
And you
okay.
can actually render out like you're
Yeah.
saying, but we tried to, again, the scope thing, we tried to keep it manageable.
we made the decision to not do that. Like, you could do passes and do like, oh, the shadows and tweak everything individually, but we're like, okay, that's a whole nother step, like grading, color grading. You know, the audience, I'm sure, does. You know, you guys did it, but we didn't. We're like, let's just have it look the way it looks, minimal grading after.
Excellent. All right, does someone want to raise a hand? I saw one there? Sure.
Yeah, the song, it's not for me to say, it's a wonderful song there to close the
That's
film,
my
and
friend.
it obviously became the title. of your film, and so can you just talk a little bit about the importance of that song, the significance of it, how you decided on the title?
I think it was just there were certain lyrics that made it like evoked. Oh, okay. Hello. There were certain lyrics in the song that kind of just gave me inspiration, and then I just thought it was an interesting song. The film came from the song, so I thought, I don't know, I must have heard it, and then it just, maybe it was a dream or something, I don't know, who knows, but yeah, it just came from certain lyrics in there. Yeah.
The idea for the title, or the entire story came from
The whole story. The title is obviously the name of the song title, but then the whole concept of the film was like, I usually will make something based off music that is already pre-existing, and then luckily I was able to use this one. But if not, I would have had to find some other song that matched, but so luckily I was able to use it.
Excellent. All right, another hand. I saw there were hands. Hey. Oh, another person from your row.
I know.
Does anybody else want to go?
Do we have someone who didn't come with Ari? There we go, in the back.
Yeah, sure. I was wondering if you could run us through your sort of storyboard previs process and what kind of like trial and error that was. I know you were working as a team, but yeah, I'd be interested to hear a bit about that.
Yeah, I did the animatic. So the storyboard is the non-animated version. So I drew all that out, and then I used After Effects, timed it out, made an animatic. This is the part where I probably should have done more back and forth with people, but it's better to fail at that stage. You make all your edits, and yeah, essentially just drew it all out, Photoshop, and I would probably next time hire someone, because I'm not great at 3D drawing, like perspective is not great. So I went just straight into 3D quicker, so that you could just pick camera angles, and then you basically rough it in and just create like really simple 3D moves, 3D camera moves, just to just start breaking it in. And I don't know if you want to talk about
Sure,
it.
man. Yeah, Ari is not good at drawing,
Yeah.
which is actually kind of a blessing because it gave me a lot of freedom. Like he would, the ice planet with the big gas giant in the background. There was pretty much like 3 lines on a piece of paper or whatever on the Photoshop layer, so it just was like, oh, whatever I want it to be, kind of. And so we kind of spitball. We did do a little bit of collaboration of like deciding
And then you
the
do stuff
themes.
too.
Yeah, and well, yeah, but you had already done the storyboard, so I can't really claim credit for that. But I would go and do like paintings and sketches and stuff of like what I thought maybe some areas would look like, and I think I did some early designs of the ship, which looked like a lot more badass. But we ended up going with like the cute one, which I think was the right decision.
I think all the decisions were right. You're talking down a film that, I'm proud to say, won the Grand Jury Award for Best Short Film Animation at this festival. As long as you're I understand the artist often has a critical eye,
Yes.
but everyone on our jury, we have discussed this film, and it was actually kind of a no-brainer. I mean, everybody was like, it's just wonderful in every way, and beautiful to look at, and wonderfully animated, great story. So,
Yeah, awesome. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you so much. Thank you.